Let's make some chili. I'm going to show you my own homemade recipe. My mom handed down part of the recipe to me, and I added my own little flares to it, but I'm going to show you how I make mine. So in this skillet, I have 1 pound of ground beef along with some chopped onion. I threw in some garlic powder, some salt, pepper, and onion powder. And I'm going to brown this ground beef until it is browned, all cooked all the way through, and then I will show you the next step. Actually, while that's browning, it's not going to hurt to go ahead and throw in our beans in our big pot. So I'm going to start with some light red kidney beans. I went ahead and turn my temperature on my stove kind of low. And then I'm going to go in with some chili beans. It's cold and kind of drizzling the snow and ice here, so it's a perfect time for some soups or chilies. And this is just how I make mine. You can do it however you want, but there's different variations of whatever beans you want to use or whatever. That's really up to you. Next, I'm going to go in with some dark red kidney beans. After those dark red kidney beans, I'm going in with 2 cans, or I went in with 2 cans of Hunt's tomato sauce. You can use whatever brand or whatever kind you want, but I'm using the little 8-ounce cans, and I poured both of those in. Then I went in and I filled both of these up with water, and I poured in here as well, just to add some liquid to our soup mix. And next we're going to add, this is my added little thing. You don't have to do this, but I add in 1 can of Rotel original diced tomatoes and green chilies. You can add in regular diced tomatoes if you would prefer, but this just gives it that added extra taste that I think makes it even better. My mom didn't do this part, but I figured this one out on my own, and I thought it was great. You know, just the thought, if you didn't want to go with the original, if you wanted it a little hotter, you could go in with the mild or the hot in that Rotel and make it even more of a kick. Just going to give it a nice big stir, and we're going to get ready. We're going to drain our ground beef, and then we're going to add it to this mixture. Okay, I drained the grease off my ground beef, and I'm just going to add it right in this pot with this rest of this ingredients. I'm going to have to put my phone down to scrape the rest of that off. Hang on. Just going to stir all this up together. And this is the kind of recipe that you could make this, and after it sets in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day, it seems like it just tastes even better. You could also make this in your crock pot if you wanted. I would personally just fry my ground beef first and then throw it in the crock pot. But I'm just going to turn this heat up a little bit on this, and I'm going to simmer this for about 15 minutes. And as it's simmering, we're going to add in some more seasonings. Just adding in a little more salt, a little more pepper. And if you had like red pepper flakes, you could add it to it as well. I'm out right now, but sometimes I do add the red pepper flakes to mine. It's really what I have at the time. I'll throw it in there. This part is all dependent on what you like and how much chili powder you like. I usually go in with some and do a taste test. I don't measure anything, so I just kind of guess at it. I guess you could measure and get it the way you like it, and then that way you would know next time. They'd probably be smart, but I'm going to go with that, and then I'll taste it and see how spicy it is. We don't like it super spicy, but we like it to have a little kick. After my taste test, I realized that my chili powder was pretty spot on to the way I wanted it. So I'm just going to let this simmer. It started to boil a little, so I'm going to turn that heat down and let it simmer for a little bit, and then I'll show you. You could serve this with some cheese on top, with some crackers, with Fritos, however you like. There's so many different variations of things that you can eat with chili. I personally like to eat mine with some crushed crackers. Enjoy!